The user interface in AutoCAD is key to working efficiently. Now, to help us out, AutoCAD has created Workspaces. A workspace is an organized group of interface tools. Now, out of the box, AutoCAD comes with 3 workspaces. Each one is slightly different from the other, and each one fills certain needs. If you come down here to the status bar, click on this arrow right here for the workspace settings. You'll see we have 3 main workspaces: drafting and annotation, 3D basics, and 3D modeling. Now, to switch in between any of these, it's very simple. The one that's current has the check mark on it, and then the others, you just click on it to switch to it. Now, in this video series, we're mainly going to use the main drafting and annotations workspace. We're not really going to get into any 3D basics or any 3D modeling. To get to the one you want, you just click on it and it will load the user interface that you want. This little window here that may keep popping up on you is called the design feed. You can always turn it back on later, but for most of the time right now, for purposes of this video, I'm going to turn it off. Now, there are some things that you can do to manage your workspaces, and you do that through your workspace setting buttons found down here. You have the Save Current As, you have Workspace Settings, Customize, and Display Workspace Label. Here you can arrange the way the available workspaces are displayed for you. So if I go to Workspace Settings, it will show the different workspaces that I have. If I don't want to see any of them, I can turn them off by here, clicking, and then click OK. So now when I come down to my workspace settings, that's the only one that is available to me. Now I can always click back at the settings and turn these back on if I want. I can adjust the order that I want. If I just select one and click Move Up, it'll move it up. Or select it, click Move Down, it'll move down. If I want a separator, I can click Add Separator, and it will put the separator above where I currently have my little blue selection. When I'm finished, click OK. And now when I come down here, I can see this little separator line. So that's a nice thing to use if you customize your own workspaces and you make them all. Now, if you want to make your own workspace or just tweak one a little bit, go right ahead. In fact, it's probably a really good idea. But before you do that, I suggest that you make a new workspace and leave the default workspaces alone. This gives you a good backup just in case something bad happens, and it possibly could. And that way you won't mess up what comes out of the box. You will always have a fallback to go to that you know works. So to get started, all you'll need to do is click on the Save Current As. So this will save your current workspace as whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call this one Brian. That's my name. Click Save. So when you do that, it becomes the current workspace. So if I click on my button here, you can see I have one that's called Brian. It's current. I'm going to my workspace settings, and I'm going to put this one all the way up at the top. I'm going to select my separator. I'm going to move it up to the top. Now, one thing that you probably want to do is that once you set up your own custom workspace, you want to click on this button here, Automatically Save Workspace Changes. What that means is that as I tweak or customize my workspace, it will automatically save that into my current workspace. Now, there is a danger with this. The danger is that if I switch to one of these other workspaces and I make a change to it, it's going to override those settings. So be careful with that. Now, if you're afraid of messing anything up, that's okay. Just click on the Do Not Save Changes to Workspace and leave that on. You will have to keep in mind that anytime you change or tweak your user interface, you're going to have to save that manually. So whichever way works for you, then go right ahead and do that. So I'm going to click OK. I am going to press Control and 1 to turn on my Properties window because I want that there. And that's the way I want my workspace to go. So I'm going to click here, click Save Current As, and I'm clicking this button here to see what I have available. And I want to resave it into Brian. Click Save, and it says, hey, this already exists. Do you want to replace it? Yes, I do. So now, if I switch to my regular drafting and annotations, you can see my design feed shows up here. My properties palette's gone. Everything else is this way. Well, that's okay. But if I switch back to Brian, it puts it back to the way I had it and the way I want it. So that's really good. So you can add toolbars, you can add menu bars, palettes, you can open anything up, and then you can save it. Many users will like to make custom workspaces that are task-oriented. That means that their ribbon tabs, panels, and things are set up for a specific task. So if they're doing some 3D modeling, they're going to put those in there. If they're doing just their drafting work, they'll have those tools there, but then maybe they want to annotate it with dimensions, things like that, and that's all the tools that they'll put in. And that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You can turn your command line off or on. You can work with these customized workspaces all that you want. Create as many as you want, but make it so that it works for you so that it gets your job done more quickly. That's what's important. Now you're going to find that having certain tools for specific tasks can make you more productive. But while you're learning to use AutoCAD, I recommend that you stick with the out-of-the-box workspaces for now. That's why I'm going to use the drafting and annotation workspace for the majority of this video.